Do you find it difficult to know if your partner truly loves you or not? Would you like to know the warning signs that clearly tell you that he does not care about you as much as you think he does? In this video, you're going to learn these 8 psychological signs and how to tell the difference between a man who is faking his feelings and a man who is genuinely in love with you. I'm psychologist and relationship coach, Dr. Antonio Borrello, and as they say, love is blind. And that also means that love can be blinding and make it difficult to see the warning signs that a person doesn't really love you. So if you're seeing the following signs in your relationship, you might need to explore what's really going on. Number 8, he complains about your flaws. When you're in love with someone, you tend to see the good in them more readily than the bad. But if your partner loses sight of all the positive qualities that made you interesting, it could be a sign that things are heading south. When he starts complaining about the way you do things, even though you've always done them the same way, well, that's the beginning. And let me explain why. See, when a person experiences increased sensitivity to trivial or small stuff, it's their brain trying to tell them something. It has to do with cognitive dissonance. They are starting to feel disconnected and maybe that the relationship isn't right. So they stack up evidence to support and justify their feelings of disconnection. And if there are enough of those little problems and all the dots connect, that gives them the justification to make the break. So if the things that irritate him, his pet peeves about you, are becoming more and more obvious and getting on his nerves, beware. And one more thing, if you talk to your partner about this and he denies it or gets defensive, there's one telltale way that will help you find out. And that involves how he speaks about you to friends and family. If he never has anything positive to say, or he's constantly speaking poorly of you or bad-mouthing you, then your relationship is in trouble. Number 7, he's always bored. Does your man always complain of being bored or that his life isn't exciting like it once was? If so, it could be a telltale sign that your relationship is in trouble. You see, if he's feeling bored with the relationship or with life in general, it might mean that he's no longer in the right situation. Think about this. The opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is indifference, not caring at all. And indifference is a lot like boredom, lack of excitement or enthusiasm. It's like not caring. And if he doesn't care what you do or where you go, or even if he sees you or not, then he's indifferent about you and bored with the relationship. And that's a sign that he's not in love with you. Number 6, he's keeping your relationship a secret. Does the man you're in a relationship with avoid posting photos of the two of you together? Is he otherwise active on social media? Is he constantly updating Instagram or Facebook and posting photos with friends? Do you feel like you're the only one who doesn't get any love on his social media accounts? If yes, have you discussed this? You see, couples who are excited about a future together usually want to share their happiness with friends and family. And these days, much of this is accomplished via social media. Now, if you've been together for some time and you have no presence on his social media, you've got to be wondering why. Is he hiding you because he thinks he can keep his prospects open? The second part of this, he doesn't take you out in public. This is another huge red flag. Does he always want to stay in, or does he just want to come to your place and hang out? This doesn't just happen once, it happens over and over. And when you ask about it, he gives you lame excuses for why he can't go out with you. Like he doesn't have the money or he's tired. But the real reason, he either doesn't want to put in the effort or he's keeping your relationship a secret. Number 5, he avoids coming home. If you and your partner live together and yet he's constantly looking for excuses to stay out, or he is looking for excuses to get away, your relationship is in jeopardy. Let me give you some crazy examples. Someone taking the extra long way home, or driving around the block a few extra times to listen to more music, or making excuses to leave the house to run errands without you. Again, if this is happening in isolation, it's probably not a big deal. But if your partner is purposefully staying out later than usual, you've got to consider the meaning behind this behavior. It might mean that your relationship has soured and he just doesn't want to be around you as much. Number 4 is changes in your sex life. Sex is an important foundation for a loving relationship. And in the beginning, when two people are falling in love, it happens very frequently. But for obvious reasons, many couples are unable to keep up that pace, and that isn't necessarily a warning sign. The absence of a sex life may seem inevitable when two people have been together for so long, but it shouldn't be. Sporadic or occasional sex is one thing. Going months or years without sex is quite another. So changes in the bedroom aren't always a relationship death sentence, but in combination with other factors, they can mean something isn't right. Sex is much more than just physical intercourse. It allows partners to be vulnerable and emotionally open with each other. It's part of the glue that keeps couples together. So What am I saying? If you've noticed a significant decrease in your sex life or motivations towards sexual relations, this signifies disconnection. It may be temporary reaction to stress, but if it's been going on for some time, it could indicate a relationship decline. Pay attention. If you go away on a romantic weekend and are still not having sex, or if sex has become a chore, then that's a serious problem. Number 3, you're not talking about the future or your goals don't align. When you're in a healthy relationship, you and your partner are constantly thinking about building a future together. If this was an active part of your dialogue before and now the conversation sounds more and more short-term, this is a major indicator that your minds are in different places. Or if you find yourself in a relationship where your goals and dreams don't really align, then your relationship has an expiration date. For example, let's say you've always wanted children, but now your partner is not so sure. Well, then this is a deal breaker. You could wait for years on end and maybe it will work out. But if your partner is crystal clear that he's not having children, don't fool yourself into thinking that he's going to change. Number 2, he refuses to go to couples therapy. If things are not going well in your relationship and you or your partner refuses to get help to fix things, this is a major indicator that things probably aren't going to work out. Let's say that you've been having some problems and in disagreement for a long time, or you've tried to work things out on your own, but you find that you're both stuck in your own corner. Well, couples therapy can be helpful. Perhaps you've even suggested counseling and he does nothing or he refuses to go. You've got to question why. Has he already checked out and has no desire to reconcile? While you might hope that things will change on their own, his lack of interest in getting help is a clear sign that he doesn't care. Now, before I get to the last one, I have a question. What are some signs that you have noticed that convinced you that your relationship was on the rocks? Please take a moment and leave a comment and let me know some important signs that I missed. Okay, on to number 1. Number 1, your intuition is telling you that something is wrong. You know that voice inside your head that tries to tell you when something is wrong? You know, it's the one that you ignore when you don't like what it's saying? Well, listen to it. Sometimes your body can pick up on changes in your partner's feelings long before your brain acknowledges it. You can sense it in his mood or in his body language, even though nothing has occurred and he hasn't said anything. Think about this. Are you always the one reaching out, making plans, making an effort, and showing up? If so, ask yourself this question. If you stopped doing these things, if you stopped initiating, what would happen to the relationship? Would it be over? If your inner voice is telling you that something is not right or telling you that his head or heart is somewhere else, listen and follow your intuition. Have a heart-to-heart conversation with him and find out what's going on. Because if you don't, it will only get worse. And if you've had trust issues before and you can't really rely on your gut instinct, at the very least, use this as a starting point to look out for the other 7 signs that I've mentioned. By the way, this channel has always been about helping you build great relationships so you can grow happy with the people you love. And I can think of no better way of accomplishing this than by connecting with you personally. That's why I'm super excited to announce that I'm sharing a phone number that you can personally text me on. Just text the word LOVE, L-O-V-E, to 954-388-0088 and save my contact information so that you know it's me replying to you. From time to time, I'll be sending you short inspirational video clips as well as sneak peeks at videos before they are published. You can also message me too. Yes, it's really going to be me getting your text. It's just like texting as friends. So text the word LOVE to 954-388-0088 right after this video. I'm excited to connect with you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.